Yes, sir.
Hi, Emil. Good morning.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. I'm Harish here. I'm host for this webinar. Let's try to see if some more people can join us.
Yeah.
I'll mute myself, wait for some more time, and then we can kick off.
Okay, thank
Does
you.
that work with you?
Yes, I'm okay. I will mute myself also. Thank you.
Great. Hi, Emil. So let's get started, and we'll see if more people will join. I have also my colleague Abhishek is here for training purposes, and on the road, if we see more people will join, then I'll let them admit. The way this webinar works is I introduce myself, I also get your background and context, and then I try to bring the results, the process which can fit you best for your work. So myself, Harish here, I'm your host for this webinar. I'm also working on the CrawlQ for almost 2.5 years now. And it's a pleasure to be in this space with market research and content automation, bringing them together, right? That's what we are trying to achieve at CrawlQ. I have professional background with product development over last uh, 12 or more years. And recently I switched my domain from financial risk management to more into the content creation, digital marketing, how to use, of course, artificial intelligence to make smart decisions. So that's my goal. It would be good, Emil, if you can describe yourself, what you do, what is your business, and how can we set expectations for remaining of the time for you here.
Yeah, yes, Harish. First, can you hear me well?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, okay, thank you. Nice to meet you and to know some things about you. I'm I'm doing online marketing for around 9 years. I've started as a freelancer, like I've built my own website and it's on the wellness area. But I've at this point, although I'm a nutrition coach and I can do this kind of stuff, I'm for some years, for 7-8 years, I'm selling water filters and also for 2 years now air purifiers. So I'm on the wellness related area, but I'm actually selling physical products. And that's it's a little bit not exactly your focus market. I have seen you have a target a lot this kind of SaaS owners and technical stuff and the marketing, which is okay. I totally understand that. I just want to. I've also watched some videos from CrawlQ from you, and also I watched one webinar you did 2 or 3 weeks ago. I watched yesterday, so I've I've got an idea of how CrawlQ works. And what I would like to achieve in this conversation with you is to better understand how could I generate my buyer persona, my thread for a physical product in this case. So that would be my first interest, and I also have some questions about using CrawlQ.
Perfect. That really sets the context. So thank you for this context setting, and it really helps me to bring the right content for you so that I can really help you out with the next steps. So as you so far have understand, what we are focusing is the most important thing is CrawlQ is not for everyone, right? It's for focusing on one specific set of buyer persona. The goal here is it really discourage you, literally it discourage you to become good for everyone, and that's the main goal, and it really discourage you to start from keywords, topics. So that's my sort of, starting point to make your expectation very clear that it's a completely different experience when you start online marketing. It's going to sort of create some disconnect with you when you see yourself, like what you are trying to do so far with online marketing and what we try to achieve here with CrawlQ,
Yeah.
because you want to become only best option to 100 people on the Silicon Valley. Then you want to become everyone a good option for 1 million people all over the world. That's the goal, right? And the way the online marketing has changed, the first thing is you need to create trust among the people who you are working closely, and the trust can only come if you give them the right information, if you can resonate with them, if you can create a message which align with them, right? And that's
Mhm.
where we wanted to identify the Fred is our single one person, right? This
Yeah.
Fred is really important to understand that when we call niche in
Mhm.
CrawlQ, I'm really referring to one person. This person has a lot of attributes. This person has emotions, dreams, desires, feelings. This person has trouble. This person has worries, suspicions. This person has interest. This person belongs to some group. This person has failures in the past. There are a lot of things going on in this person's business life and personal life, right? And
Yeah.
this person is someone whom you can take on a coffee date. If you can't take anyone on coffee date, okay, then this is not your target audience, because the important thing here to understand that we wanted to really deep dive into this person's image. We wanted to make an abstract understanding and generalization of this person. We are not really like to understand what he's doing after 9 o'clock, where he's going. No, we are not spying on this person. We are trying to understand those general attributes from where we can abstract this person to a level that this Fred, so the way we understand him, sort of, and way we collect insights from AI, we come to a level of understanding that there are statistically significant number of Freds, and that's where our market is born. That's where we define our Fred, and that's our ideal customer avatar. And why we need to understand Fred? Because we really need to know what words Fred is using. We really need to understand what is going on inside Fred's mind. We really need to understand when we go on a coffee date next week with Fred, that we have the right conversation plugs to use during our coffee date. And this idea of CrawlQ to really become super specific, start from one person, generalize this person, abstract this person using attributes, using AI insights, and make a statistically significant number of threads, and not like from one to tens of thousands, but really explore this from 1 to 100 and resonate your message, create compelling message. Try to be best for these 100 people and try to best for everyone. Because you can imagine if you are a sort of guitar teacher with specific attributes, and you wanted to teach some students. Now if you open yourself with thousands of people in this online world, everyone is going to come to your website, they are going to judge you, and they are not going to get the results, and they are going to get frustrations. That's not you want. You want to have your message, even if you're selling water purifiers, water filters, you want to be the only best go-to person in a specific sort of direction. Not that everyone is going to you and try to understand the you and get frustration, because you might come up with ideas for water filters, air purifiers, that is completely different need while you're sitting in Germany than in Netherlands or in France or Italy, right?
Mhm.
From which place you dialed in today?
I'm dialing from Romania, but we have an operation now. We operate in Romania for several years, but now we've just launched our business in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and soon in other countries in Europe. So
Right.
we will have to do this research also in different countries.
Yes. So different country, a specific segment of the people that you wanted to target, highlighting their specific need, and you cannot be like positioning yourself where you become good for everyone. You have to first become really, really, really good for a specific segment of people, be it in Germany, be it in Netherlands, be it in Romania, be it in France. You have to really get to their nerves, and that way you will sort of avoid the frustration that builds from this SEO traffic, right? And that's the reason why we want to use CrawlQ. Okay, so I think
Okay.
that background is really important because we start with one person. We take an approach which is sort of bottom up. We explore this person. We create a customer avatar, which is statistically significant number of threads, and that's where your market is born. And you can have a multiple market, a market of one segment in France, a market of one segment in Germany, a market of one segment in Netherlands, and
Yes.
you're resonating with them, right? And that's the definition of workspace that we have created in CrawlQ. The normal workflow is you start understanding one person, you go deep into that person, you identify on a high level your first guess about what is your niche. Your niche is, let's say, people who are looking for water filters and air purifiers in their home to solve XYZ problem, right? And this problem space, right? Then this problem space, you operate in this problem space and you narrow it down through niche, sub niche, micro niche,
So
vertical.
basically, I will have for, because of course we don't have one single ideal uh, buyer. There would be a few profiles, a few different ideal buyers. So we should create one workspace for each of them.
Yes, this idea, because you already know, given your experience so far, that there are a specific set of buyer who are converting more than others. Then I will treat this as a master workspace. And from this master workspace, you can derive the sub workspaces. You can duplicate. Right now, we don't have functionality to duplicate, but soon we'll come with this. So you can duplicate that and change the variables in a way which suits to the next level, right? So work is
Okay, so
right.
basically, I could at some point in the future, I could let's say I create a profile for a buyer of water purifiers, and after some time, if I can duplicate that workspace, I can go into it and just change some specifics of that workspace, and then I will have a variation, another buyer persona. It's that
Right.
right?
Yes, that's the objective. As long as you're trying to cover quite different attributes, it
Mhm.
should help you to create a different buyer persona. Sometime, let me give you a example. So, if the topics are very interconnected, let's say we are you're online marketer, you know inbound marketing, right?
Yes.
You also have heard about HubSpot concept of flywheel.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And yes, I've heard about the flywheel. I have to admit that I'm not sure that at this point I'm getting the like the total grip on it. So you can like for summarize it for me just to be on the
Right.
same page.
Right. Inbound marketing, is more like an that organic leads are coming to your website.
Yes.
Once the lead come, you put them into a specific process, right? And
Yes.
flywheel is a different way of funnel. So funnel is like you have the cycle, and we rotate this wheel, right? And if we put something in the outer circle, then we expect, or the roulette game in
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
you put the roulette and the ball on the outer side, and it after some time it tend to move to the inside, right? So
Hmm.
flywheel is exactly processes that you create in a funnel where you wanted to take this organic visitor
Yeah.
to a specific direction, to the center of the gravity. And
Hmm.
that's what marketer describe these processes as flywheel, a step by step process to convert this visitor into a paying customer.
And I say like the different way of putting it, like like top of the funnel, middle of the
Yes, yeah,
funnel, bottom of the
exactly,
funnel. It's
exactly.
the
It's
different
like,
kind of formula.
indeed,
Okay.
indeed, that's more like a customer journey, and you
Yes.
call it
Yes.
top of
Yes.
the funnel, middle of the funnel.
Yeah.
In the flywheel, you also map the processes. So process one, process two, process
Okay.
three,
Okay.
and you can
Okay.
follow different processes for the top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So coming back to my main point, if inbound marketing and flywheel, they are quite related concept, right? So
Yes.
then you don't need a separate buyer persona. Water filter and air purifier, are they can we take them to a higher level where we say environmental friendly or health benefits of having pure water and pure air?
Yes, we can actually, but I think I wouldn't go there because I think the message would be then too general. So yes,
Exactly.
actually, our website is called wellnessist. It's like a fashionista,
Mhm.
but for wellness.
Yeah.
So yeah, we tackle a lot of wellness related things, but we have three pillars at this point: is air, so air purifiers; water, so water purifiers and other water enhancers; and also we have the nutrition coaching. So we have water, air, and nutrition. So
Yes.
yeah, basically they are all related because they have something to do with the well-being of our user, our target audience.
Yes.
But it's too broad to just
Yes.
talk about wellness. So
Right, right. The moment you call it wellness, we are going against the CrawlQ principle
yeah,
because we are defeating the whole purpose of
yeah,
starting with one
yeah,
thread. So
yeah.
that's not an option for us. We have to really narrow down with three workspaces: nutrition one, the air purifier, and the water filter. And if
Yes,
needed, there has to be separate website ideally for this. But you can also start with a sales funnel and then see how to convert them into separate website. But if you want to really follow that target audience segmented approach, then I would suggest that these are the three different topics and you can
yes.
go as deep as possible on them.
Yeah, I also think that also in some product categories there will be maybe different buyer personas. I can give you an example. For the air purifiers, we have people who are allergic, and having an air purifiers relieves the allergy symptoms, so they are definitely, they have their pain points. And there are other people which only want to prevent, like the damage of health which comes from the particles in the air. So those are maybe could be two different buyer personas. I don't know. That's. I would like to understand what's the level of granularity would you go with this? Would you go after only the allergic people because they are 15% for the population, and just go after them, and after that segue to another segment? How do you go about it?
Right. I will jump into the specific examples. For every
Okay.
webinar, I take different examples. So I will
Yeah.
come up with two different examples. But
Okay.
before I move there, I wanted to really answer your question. There is a process called identifying your sweet spot. So identifying your sweet spot means what your target audience are looking for, what they want from you,
Mhm.
and what you can provide best. So if you are familiar with the Venn diagrams, or are you familiar with two circles, they are crossing each
Yes.
other,
Yes. Yes.
and then there is a sweet spot intersection point.
Yeah.
So if you are the if your product, service, and yourself, in your skills, in your talent, in your team's talent, if you have great product and service which satisfies the demand of the people who are allergic to this, right, and your product service fits to the want, then that's where you will identify your sweet spot. And this sweet spot is really important to make a decision, like how granular you wanted to go. And I'll pull some examples here. So let me switch back uh, to the workspace.
Okay.
Generally, I try to take two extreme examples. Today, I wanted to start with something like I prepared a plastic surgery. You're aware about the plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Now, also, you're aware that a plastic surgeon is in high demand, right?
Yeah.
And if you are running a business where you are providing ebook download of $5, then this approach where you are going to put funnels and everything is not that ROI generation. But if you convert a plastic surgeon who charge $8,000 per sitting, is a high value generation, right?
Yeah.
There's a difference between these two. So let's start with the plastic surgeon. Now, plastic surgeon is itself a niche. This is like a we can understand plastic surgeon, right? But plastic surgeon has also target audience. And now we are talking about not plastic surgeon himself, but we are talking about plastic surgery as a topic. And who are the people who are looking for plastic surgery? So let's say a niche in this case is an aspiring young woman who is searching for the best quality of information on plastic surgery for celebrity makeovers for nose, breast, face, or body enhancement. So this is our niche. Now we identify this young woman, right? This is aspiring young woman. This is single person. Now we are operating in the problem solution space. So we wanted to narrow it down. We wanted to be as specific as possible. So this young niche, this young woman, she wants to improve self-perception and boost self-esteem. And she's looking for an external makeover and minimalistic invasive procedure. That's what she's looking. She don't want an operation, or she want minimalistic invasive procedure. Okay.
Okay.
Further, I narrow it down. This young woman. I'm not talking still here about hundreds of young women. I'm still talking the same young woman, but I'm trying to go as specific, as deep as possible to describe the problem solution statement. So young woman interested in high quality information. She's looking for high quality information on plastic surgery using Botox, collagen, dermabrasion, chemical peels, breast enhancement, liposuction, tummy tucks, facelift, and brow lift and chin surgery. So right, she is possibly trying to get an audition for an Hollywood movie, or I don't know, or she's just low with the self-perception, boost self-esteem, right? She can be a professional marketer. She wanted to join in the 100 Fortune company. That can be anyone, but she's young woman, aspiring personality, right?
Yeah.
And the vertical that we are operating is plastic surgery for external makeover. And our ideal prospect is Kim. She is 26-year-old social media icon, influencer, and aspiring talent, preparing for an audition for one of the top America's entertainment show. She is feeling insecure and low esteem. She wants to improve her appearance and boost her confidence. She is uncertain of the risk and consequences and not sure how to research the right surgeon. I think here is a mistake. She doubts her decision whether to go for surgical, uh, surgical or non-surgical procedure. She desires to have a good advice and trusted information.
Sorry to interrupt you for a second, but until the micro niche and the vertical, it's something, let's say, more clear, because it will be kind of easier and clear to come with those. But when you reach the ideal prospect overview, you introduce here some things which I'm not exactly sure where did you took them, because she's feeling insecure and uncertain of the risk and consequences. So the last let's say 3-4 sentences, I would like to understand if you just guessed them or you use the spying wizard, or where do you come with them? Because it's not something, you're a guy, I'm a guy, and not something we would know by default.
Right. So let me answer that. There are two processes to understand this. One is that you already know in your example, air purifier and water filters, you're already selling them. You are master of your like subject, and you know already one person whose name is, let's say, John, and this person is in Romania, and this person is your friend. This person is also on the LinkedIn. This person is also allergic to something. Now you ask this person, hey John, can we go on a coffee date on the club nearby in Budapest? I'm right.
It's Bucharest, but it's okay.
Bucharest.
Yeah, they sound almost the same.
Right.
Okay, so you are saying that it's important to take one of our clients and discuss with him or her and ask different things about why they want the products and this kind of stuff.
Yes, there's no guesswork. There is no chance of guesswork here. We have to be as specific, as real to a person. How I created this, I'm not plastic surgeon. So I was looking at demo workspace and inspiration. So I found Dr. Garth Fisher. He's one of the top talented plastic surgeon in US, right?
Okay.
And in order to understand who are the people he's making treatment, then I looking for their testimonials. I went through and I tried to understand what kind of people who are really coming. These are not only celebrities, but people who are on low self-esteem. They want to do, sometime nutrition enough cannot improve whatever things that you wanted to achieve in your appearance.
Yeah.
That's the main problem. And it's this plastic surgery is considered as like some people misunderstand it, but it's really process to get the extra fat out. And sometimes whatever gym nutrition process you follow, you cannot achieve that. And that's the pain point that we wanted to hit in this content creation. So we are not talking about general plastic surgery, but really on the low esteem, low motivation. This is a struggle of our target audience. Let me pull something else as well, which is sort of contrasting or maybe matching to your nutrition need. And I can, of course, carry on this very quickly. So in this case, garthfisher.com was a plastic surgeon website. Garth Fisher is targeting aspiring woman. Kim, right? And is a female, Los
I have a
Angeles.
question here. There it says your own role and title, but as I've seen, it's about actually the our thread, no, where it says role and title. When you say your company legal name and the first two, this website and company is like my website, my company.
Yes.
Is that right? And then after that, it's everything about my target audience.
Right.
Role title.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because it says your own role title there, so I'm a little bit confusing.
Yes, it's a mistake here. It's like your own or role and title is your plastic surgeon. You see, so that was a mistake here. So it should be like this.
You're sure it's a mistake, because I think I've seen in other examples of yours also. So I'm not very sure here where do you put the information about me, and where do I put information about my friend?
So there is information about, there are only 3 columns, where your website name, your company name, and your own role and title.
Okay, so
And,
okay. And the second of the first role and title is it's what, where it says young aspiring woman, it's for the thread.
Yes. Name,
okay.
The title of the person who could get most value in satisfying for business. We did make it,
but it's the same below, the role title decision maker. So
is also the role and title of the decision maker. So there are 2 people, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the father of the Kim or the mother of the Kim is influencer.
I got that. And then it's my own role title. Okay.
Yes. Then it's all about your buyer person.
Okay. Thank you.
We can, of course, separate them. So we can make 2 different columns here. We did it deliberate to, understand AI, that whether AI can find out itself who is what. But I think we have to make some tagging here so that it become clear to user that this is about yourself and this is about your.
Yes, it's clear now.
So here, main topic of interest again is plastic surgery safe and secure? Long tail topic, which plastic surgery to choose, using a detailed list of celebrity options to look for aspiration. Now here, I took some detour in order to come up with this. I go to this separate section where I use spine wizard, and I use, let's say, plastic surgery. So let's put it plastic surgery search, because at this point I wanted to include some research based on what is trending, and in a moment I will let you again know that really we are not hitting to keyword search process here, because that's where we are getting a lot of problems. And that's where I got also a lot of ideas. So here immediately I say, I force you in this app, CrawlQ is really forcing you to think about Fred, target audience, not in terms of keyword. And that's where we have made a deliberate attempt not to jump onto these keyword topics. Focus on the target audience. So what idea would my target audience would have about plastic surgery? And you see immediately there are a lot of things: appearance, physical, emotion, love, self-appreciation, confidence, protection, courage. That's what they're thinking. What benefits or questions will they have? Is plastic surgery costly, painful, scary, risky, costly, painful? Of course, it's repeating, I say, right, it won't be exactly as it is, but we got the point. What suspicion my target audience will have, what mistakes they would have incurred, what questions. So armed with this little knowledge, you can again jump into this process. This process really is elegant. It is really designed again not to go to the keywords, but really understand suspicion, desire, top 10 plastic surgery, and of course it take you to the Google search. But here, when you're setting up your workspace, it create a framework, it create a process so that you don't deviate into keywords, topic, search volume, but really focus on the problem solution space. We have to operate on the problem solution space in order to understand Fred, and that should be very clear. And you can spend, of course, long time here. We can also take the same topic like air purifier or something, right? You can build that. Here it is not related yet, but with this information you can also go to search engine. You can search here plastic surgery, same thing, plastic surgery, and here you will get a lot of information like how people are searching or what is trending. Again, this idea is not to pick up this keyword search volume, but let's say plastic surgery gone wrong, plastic surgery fails, plastic surgery. So
this
looking
is sorry again for interrupting you. All all the topics I see in the life map, in the mind map, and also on the right on the column, are they things extracted from searches from, so they are kind of found on the web by the tool, or they are invented taking different modifiers like no, the tool answer the public, which just generates different questions. How is
right.
this
I would know
those topics?
exactly. I would not know exactly how answer the public do this, but what we have done here is we collect the training data or trending topics via the search, real time search, right? And on the back side, we combine this using NLP and the modifiers of the questions.
Okay, so
The
basically you start from the data on the web, on real questions people ask on the web. That's my
exactly. We
okay,
don't
thank
have
you.
any database in the backend where we try to modify and bring to you.
Okay, okay.
If it is sometime, that's why we don't generate good result, because we have not pre-created data or databases. If I make it more complicated, like add some keyword or modifier, you won't see good results. Why? Because there is not such data or trends happening right now in the search, because the results that you get on search is time dependent, right? What people might be searching 1 year back might not be searching right now. So that's the reason we wanted to combine this knowledge, and that's where we took some side steps, right, to understand and fill those gaps here, because you would have made some mistake in putting these starting keywords here. So I really tried to go there and see what people are searching. I come across these two ideas, and you have seen also that most of people are concerned about whether there's a failure in the plastic surgery, or is it safe, is it secure. That's the most prominent question I come across when I just observe those data, even visually, without looking into volume and anything else.
Okay.
Because if I am Dr. Garth Fisher, I would definitely target this, because that's where people are most concerned about it.
Yeah.
And then second topic I passed to this system, which plastic surgery to choose, using a detailed list of celebrity options. Because what people generally do, they look at different celebrities and they follow different celebrities, and then they wanted to say, okay, I wanted to get something like what Kim Kardashian has done. You see what my point? So
Yeah.
this is chosen intelligently. These are not like off-the-shelf keyword-based inputs. These are positioned. These are chosen with some sort of business intelligence and idea, like where we wanted to lead through our target audience. And then once I put this and I say fill with AI, of course it comes with this on more based on this. So is plastic surgery reversible? Cost of plastic surgery, risk and consequence of plastic surgery, long-term effects of plastic surgery, pros and cons of plastic surgery, how to choose a safe and secure plastic surgery, get the free consultation of your desired plastic surgery package without any commitment. Now you see this.
So the topics below some point you generated with that field with AI? Or?
Yes, yes.
And
Because
is this something you are doing? So up to which point are you feeling with your own intelligence, and where do you start to go with field with AI?
this is the only place where you fill all everything yourself. Here there is no even if you press fill with AI, it's not going to help you because
Okay.
it's not like where we wanted to have it. Maybe this option we should disable in the first place. And this is already when you start your workspace, right? So
Yes.
I jumped into it, but when you start your workspace, there is no fill with AI option. This data was pre-filled. So anyway, we avoid this, that steering inputs
And for
must
the second, for the define your demographics here,
just only put these two, and then you say fill with AI. And of
only
course,
only first tool.
first two, and it will come up with the remaining. And that's what the mistake happened by AI, that it didn't recognize that it should put you see here I change it, right? If you remember your own role and title, I change it. Why? Because I used the fill with AI and didn't check it again one more time. So that was a mistake. So that's why you need to take each of this output with some scrutiny, with some pinch of salt, because you wanted to really verify that what AI is understanding from my inputs is accurate, because this accuracy we need to make sure as in human observation. If we don't do that, then we are not making sure that we are really putting accurate information, and garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yeah.
At this point, you can also generate these insights because we have saved this information. These insights, the the main objective of these insights is to provide you some extra additional information, which is supposed to be based on copywriting formulas, principles, to give you more added, unique, and useful insight how to present your argument. And you can use this in two ways. One is to optimize this information, or to carry forward your content strategy, because it's almost like you're developing a content strategy for that girl, 26-year-old Kim, like how you're going to target her, what kind of content you're going to create, what kind of headline you're going to use, right? And it gives you a lot of information. So not necessarily every information you wanted to put it here. You say gender, right? You'll get extra information here. You might get inspiration to create one more buyer persona, maybe. Say, for example, it's classifying the female for this category, for this avatar, in age range of 30, 39, female plus 40 plus. uh, the need of a female who is 51 plus is completely different from the need of the female who is 26-year-old. And if you mix this buyer persona, you're not going to resonate with both of them. You see my point, right?
Yes.
So these insights can help you to further explore in your avatar and how to make different avatars of the same business problem. Business problem here is plastic surgery, and how we solve this problem in this problem solution space. But these insights quite powerful because they sometimes, of course, they duplicate. At this stage we are just seeding the idea, so they duplicate, but at some point of time you find like golden nudges here. And as long as you can dig some gold, of course you need to do some dirty work to dig some gold, but once you have it, then you will find it useful. So for some people this is really garbage, but for some people who really understand the value, it's really gold, because Gold is inside the garbage here. You can see like that. Okay. So every time you put two inputs, you say fill with AI, you save this, and you generate
So
insight, you improve.
for the semantics, you put the first two, or
Yes, first two, only first two.
or first, okay.
Yes. Then now at this stage, you are wondering, hi, how this is generating this headline, right? But the thing that is happening behind the scene is a specific set of copywriting instructions given to the tool and also to the user. So why niche semantics are important? CrawlQ identifies content from a seed-based topic, blah, blah, blah. Long tail topics, how they are derived. What is it? What is a niche headline? Pre-headline should do. An example. So niche pre-headline should start with attention accountant who manage large client, attention tech-oriented SaaS founder. It could also start with here. It should have ideally with attention young women who want a plastic surgery, pros and cons of plastic surgery, right? As per this information. But of course, we don't want to impose and strict structure on AI. We wanted to keep it loose so that the AI can show us its creativity, right? But the important elements like what a headline should cover, like it should cover their current state to future state, pros and cons, or time element, or your mechanism, like in your case, how to get the best air quality, even if you are allergic to XYZ, and live a life longer 5 years more than you would have lived without this, right? Something like that, right? Those kind of smart headlines will come from this system because we are instructing this in a specific way to generate those headlines. We are imposing a structure by these definitions. So these definitions are important for us to generate and marketing and sales argument, powerful marketing and sales argument. At the same time, we wanted to make these insights useful, unique and useful. And that's why these different things, and you will notice it more here. Here again, you come up with two important statement. What is the emotional desire or the payoff? So she wanted to feel more confident. This is emotional desire of Kim. And at the same time, what she believes is, or everyone believe that is truth, but the real truth is opposite of that. That's what kind of will shock her. So plastic surgery may improve your body image, self-confidence, but it may not improve the way you feel about yourself with your general and mental health. That is true, right? Whatever plastic surgery you get, you can improve your outside appearance, but not your inside health and mental health.
That's for sure.
That's for sure, right? And this should be a shocker to someone who is just trying to get plastic surgery and thinking that it will uplift them from inside and outside completely. No, it's shocking statement, right? So that's what we use this, and then two, and then say fill with AI. And I have not touched any one of these because I was in hurry. So let's go through them. So big desire, right? Feel better about myself. That's her big desire. Single big ideal person is aspiring woman who is searching for the best quality for information on plastic surgery for celebrity makeovers. Problem: I don't want to go for non-surgical procedure because I need a quick fix. That's the sort of solution or problem she's looking for, right? She don't want to go for surgical procedures. Problem: agitation is insecurity, low esteem. It's more agitate. This problem is agitating her at this moment because she is feeling insecure, low esteem, low motivation, and then feeling insecure, and there's some kind of repetition here. But you see single big question: what are the risks and consequences of plastic surgery? This is the top question that Kim has. uh, she has in her mind. Result that she want to achieve: have a better body image. Roadblock: she don't know any surgeon that she can trust. I think this is good one. Pain point: this is good one. Why? Because this is going to create a lot of hint to Garth Fisher here, this person, okay, to target the right message. This information is very useful for Garth Fisher, and that's what we are doing this, right? We are doing this analysis for Garth Fisher to make his message more resonating. So I think that's a good one. Where I was, yes, here. Curiosity, interested. You see what is happening here. Let me tell you what is happening here. So the information that we seeded earlier, what we are trying here, we are restructuring this information into specific data elements, data points, like main call to action, target. This is kind of, you see, it's like entities or relationships that we are establishing here. So whatever information we provided, it has restructured into semantics, problem pain points in a way which we can then use in the content creation. Now there's a big difference to create a buyer persona, put it on the PowerPoint slides, discuss with the team members. But what if we cannot uh, take this in an automated manner to the content creation? And that's why we designed this in a way where we can identify them back and use this in the content automation. So from this point onward, you can directly go to dashboard. I pre-trained Athena using this URL. This URL has a lot of information about testimonials, what Garth Fisher do, why he's a specialist on this topic. So I deliberately chose that. Why we wanted to train Athena? We can also train Athena without this information, because then we are really sticking to what research we have done. But if we wanted to inject additional sources, like for example, a reference, a scientific evidence, a number, right, which is a proven number, or some feedback from our customer, then we wanted to add URL. But if we wanted to see our content not without that, we can also do that. So it's on our own A/B testing. Like we wanted to plug different sources of information, see how our content react to that, and we should, as a user, of course we need to educate user, but as a user you also need to be conscious of what information you are injecting into it, because I will show in a moment, this quite influence the content creation. So at this moment, if I don't add any URL, I press the button again, it will replace my old information. It will train only on the information that I have entered into market research. And I have pre-trained it. So this is also contain the information from here. As a user, I can also choose not to do that, because then I can really test what is the difference between if I add this information and if I take out this information. It will help me as a user to A/B test my strategy, content strategy. You see the value in it, like why we wanted to do that.
Why do you want to put another URL there, or don't put the URL? I see the I see the benefit of using to train the AI.
Yes.
But I'm not sure I've got the like distinction you made because between adding the URLs or not. That's
Yes. So there is an option for you to add an URL.
yeah.
If you add an URL, then you are creating additional context from this website,
Yeah.
right? If you're 100% sure that this is the information that you wanted to inject into content,
Go only with it.
and then you will go with this. If you are not sure, or you wanted to test difference between what will happen if I inject this information and not inject this information, then as a user, you have the empowerment, you have the choice there, right?
Yes, I got it.
And it's also important that we don't want you to feel like going in one direction and only AI is doing everything for you. No, we want you to give the choices to add, select, take out, so that you are in control of your engine, right?
Yeah. What about the other lot of topics in market research? Because there are a lot of other tabs there. In market research, you have a lot of other
Right. So
beyond
yeah,
the niche. There are
yes,
a lot of other.
indeed.
What
So
are you doing with them?
right. If you have heard a principle called 80-20 principle, right? So in general, 80% of our work is done here when we are good with this 4 category. Why? Because we have achieved maximum correlation with the content, that we have identified several contexts here that will help us and steer us, right? Now, if we wanted to do more in-depth, more deep dive, because you have to think this information as a part of your content journey,
Yeah,
Fred's journey.
I was referring at also at those different topics here, like who is it for, option A and option B, case study, this kind of stuff. This
Right,
is
right.
for what?
Yes. So you see, when you build your business on air purifier, water filter, along the way, when you generate your buyer persona, you will start first with the top of the funnel content. Then once you start getting feedback, you will also have case studies, you will also have testimonials,
Okay.
you will also have, so it's a system, and it's a quite elegant system for you to collect ongoing basis feedback from Fred. And Fred is the only person who can validate if the information is resonating with him or not the Google Analytics, not any keyword tool, not any information where you see, okay, how many clicks are happening on this page, and if how people are wanted to follow the cursor or the movement of the browsers. No, important person to validate us is Fred. And if we can get case study from Fred, if we can get testimonial from Fred, if we have our team, our core concept is resolved, we have an offer. Because in the end, this is not only figuring out only target audience, but this is figuring out your whole market. And definition of my market is more broader than the niche. So when I say market consists of your niche, target audience, what mechanism you're using to take your niche from their current state to future state, and what offer or price your what price your niche, your friend, is willing to pay for taking him from this current state to future state. These three things together determine the market. And in a CrawlQ, we are trying to determine the market, not only buyer persona. And this is quite important, because at this stage, it goes into offer and call action, how to stack your offer from different things, from different features. So if I start features of air purifier, feature A, on and on button, feature 2, this specific filter which is designed for allergic people, feature 3. Now I'm not here going to describe features, but I'm going to describe their benefits, and I'm going to quantify their value to my target audience, to my friend. And I will stake all this value 1, value 2, add them all, come up with the offer, discount this offer, so that there is a demand. Because uh, you need to understand the demand from Fred for your air purifier, and this demand will only be measurable if the benefits that comes to Fred sort of outweigh the cost or the price that he's willing to pay. Does this make sense?
Yes, yes. So,
Right.
but as a question, if I come here and insert information like FAQs and this kind of stuff, those are then processed by the AI, or is just a way for me to have them centralized here and maybe use them? So is just a repository, or is also information used by the AI for this workspace?
It's very good question, actually, and thanks for asking this, because that's the purpose of Train Athena. As we progress, okay, as we progress more, we can always come back and train Athena again. So if you let's say progressing well there on the market research, you're going until here, you filled full niche, and you are also filling this information. Any point of time, you can come back, retrain Athena. That means Athena will index all those information that is there until that point of time.
Okay. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So
That makes
so
sense.
then it is not only a repository of data, but Athena is getting trained on the information that you have at any point of time, right? So it's more you develop workspace, more Athena trends, and more you can leverage on it. That's the whole idea.
Okay.
You can
It's a little bit. It's a little bit. What I'm seeing now, it's something interesting. It might be also interesting for you as a product owner. Is, let's say, for the air purifying area, I have 2 or 3 different buyer personas. Like the one is the allergic, the other one, I don't know, it's has another issue, but actually a lot of other information is common among them regarding when the air purifiers, the benefits. So having them in two workspaces, it's probably better to just go with one of them until you have it very well defined, and only after that to duplicate it. Because if you duplicate it very early, then all the things you put here in FAQs in a workspace or in a core concept in one workspace will not be in another workspace, in the other workspace. So it's I'm thinking about how to use it for different buyer persona which are related,
Interrelated. Yeah. That's really good question. And I have started this discussion with several people. One of the idea is to create a master buyer persona, try to fill it as much as possible, and then let AI generate its own different segments. So from the data that you have. So for example, if you have a list of emails and their titles, and this list is 1000, right? So let this list determine the segment. So you don't choose yourself, but let some attributes from it determine segments. And based on that segment and some basic information, we are able to populate or auto create workspaces. So this is kind of our dream, right? If it comes, since the dream come true, right? And then we can of course solve this big problem in marketing, where it is very difficult to start messaging on different buyer person at one time. Why this is case? Because it's operationally not easy. You need to be like Apple, or with a lot of money to hire different people who can focus on different funnels. Even the person has to be different, marketer has to be different, funnel has to be different, process has to be different. But so imagine if we can achieve here this, and content is automated, then we solve a very big problem in the industry. This will be our dream to do that with CrawlQ. I have spent full time actually on market research, because I think this is a key. And once market research is there, you have developed sort of internal Google inside your tool. You can search any point of time, single big desire, any language that we have trained Athena. Think of Athena as your personal AI assistant. This assistant is sitting beside you. You're telling Athena, hey Athena, give me the file which 3 days back, file number 3xyz. In this file, I wrote a single big desire about Fred. Hey Athena, 3 months back, I wrote something. Can you give me that context? So on the fly, you are asking context from Athena, and Athena is able to inject this context in the prompt that we create, or we talk to the language model. So think of Athena as an intelligent layer sitting between a language model, which is not really designed in a way. If you put garbage in, it will output garbage out. So Athena is one who is trying to make sure that quality input goes to the language model. Okay. And at the same time, it's talking to the user. So it's taking users' input, indexing them smartly. And when you wanted to, as a user, create in content, you're connecting these two bridges together. So does that make sense? Does it clear out what is Athena?
I think it's clear.
Okay, good. So then I will not spend a lot of time in content, because then from this point it's a straight. I will take one example of content was created using this information. So when you provide some initial inputs, it comes up with some outline. So think of this bold letters as here it is not bold, but it was an outline. It says what is plastic surgery, what is reconstructive surgery, what is aesthetic surgery, what are the cons of the aesthetic surgery. Okay, at any point of time, it comes with a bare body outline skeletal of your text, of your blog, or any content that you wanted to create. Now there are several tools here which can help you to expand on that skeleton content.
Where does this outline come from? What's the source of it? Why is this? Why those subtopics were taken?
So this is exactly connected with the workspace and the information that we provide. So here we said main topic of interest, pros and cons of plastic surgery, initial content idea, explain the pros and cons of plastic surgery and overall physical. So this, the seed topic from here, and then few questions there, it will bring you an outline of the content. But when the outline is created, it's connected with the information that we have in the Athena, right? I will give you an example right now. So this is just an outline, but when you're expanding this outline, when if I generate a new introduction text, right, this new introduction text will see the information that is already available in the Athena. You know, we have our main topic of interest is about risk and things about plastic surgery. So plastic surgery pros and cons, and then I can generate as many as outline. I can start also with this as my blog introduction here. I don't need to start with this, but maybe I wanted to start with plastic surgery pros and cons. And I can also immediately say, okay, I want an introduction. I can take this introduction or text already here. So this article is for aspiring young woman who is searching for the best quality information on plastic surgery. You see this information, right? Aspiring young woman.
Yeah.
Where does it come from? It comes
Yeah, it's
from
from the niche. Yeah.
yes, from the niche. So at any point of time, it is connected, and I can also search any of the line, smaller context, and there are two options for me. Write me Athena. So write me Athena is more like a descriptive content, and if I say ask me Athena, that means if I ask it very specifically, um, uh, three uh, three pros, okay, three pros of plastic surgery, then I'm giving instruction to Athena. I'm asking it very specific way that give me three pros of plastic surgery, and then I say ask me Athena. So that means I'm providing instruction to Athena. When I'm saying write me Athena, that means I am sort of expanding on the topic. Maybe here we failed in our first attempt. Let's try to write it better. Let's give it more specific instruction. Provide uh, provide three pros of plastic surgery, and let's see if it performs on that or not. Or suggest, provide, or you can
it might not recognize pros and maybe benefits or something. Yeah.
So plastic surgery can help with self-esteem issues. Is number one, fill in an asymmetry such as cleft palate and reduce the risk of cancer. So these are the three pros of the plastic surgery. Then it expanded on this plastic surgery can help with self-esteem issue because it's not uncommon. Now it has not deviated. The most important point to understand here, it is not deviating from my niche research, and that's the key in the CrawlQ, because we are always aligned with what research we have done. It's not going in the random direction, right?
Yeah.
And there are different tools here. So you can generate with write me Athena, ask me Athena, generate intro headlines. You can go with the different topics that you have on the search result. You can expand on those topics. You can rewrite them. You can convert those topic into questions. Now, when I convert my competitor's topic into question, I'm still trying to draw concepts or inspiration from them. Not I'm trying to adopt them as it is. Because when I created a question, like it says, what is the go-to procedure for achieving fuller lips, or what is the series of injections that shape and pump up your lips, right? So if this topic is aligned while researching this content and developing, I'll of course pick up the topics which are aligned with what I'm trying to achieve, right? Here I'm trying to achieve pros and cons of plastic surgery. So I will pick up only those headlines which are related. I can also start, if I find a competitor blog, I can also take this as an outline, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can ask Athena to expand on it. So there are different ways. Okay, here I converted this into this question, and I can ask to answer this question. If my content and the question are related with my topic, then answers will be quite useful, because then answers are aligned. But if I take a mistake of trying to get an answer which is not related with my niche, then of course I would expect that quality is not good. So it's again a bit user choice to do some research identify exactly the content which you wanted to plug into here. You also see here the limitation of Google's topics, right? So I provide the information, is plastic surgery safe option, but you see there are some articles which are ranking, which is not really talking about is a plastic surgery safe option, but they are going into different directions also, right? For example, don't want to talk about it, but they are kind of deviating. It will also provide you an idea that not all the topics that comes on the Google search from 1 2 3 are relevant, and you should not like blindly trust them, or you should not try to adapt them. You should create your original content which is really targeting towards Kim and what she want to know. And if you are Guards Fisher, then you have to really create content around that person. Now you can also adopt a template here. So there are templates available here, and I copied one of the template. If suppose you are not well versed like how to write and start on a blog, then of course there are different types of blog posts here, and still there these blog posts are on the top of the funnel, but they are kind of good framework for you to understand. And it says like copy from here. So all the blue text that you see is they are speaking in the same language as we have trained Athena. Single big desire. Why is the main topic of interest so important? Single big statement, single big emotional payoff. The thing that you see in the red is more instruction to users. Like when you are trying to create this blog, provide your readers with a few reasons why plastic surgery is important, and why your reader, Kim, should take care about the plastic surgery, or concepts like pros and cons that you're writing about plastic surgery. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So this is an instruction to you, not to AI,
Yeah.
to structure your blog. And this is really useful if you're new to the blogging, because that gives you kind of a frame of reference to structure your blog. And that is quite handy also when you use this, because it will help you to create first outline. So what I did here, I just selected this, and I say ask me Athena, and then it comes with these two idea: pros of plastic surgery, improve self. Then I selected again, and it can come with this idea: the main topic of interest, pros and cons of plastic surgery. Again, I provide 3 suggestions. If you're new to the, so if I select this, okay, this is already the output I get, pros, and it's quite a structured output. So ask me Athena, help me to immediately create a structure that is already there, structure of a structure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will use different ways, like I will do my research. I will sometime use write me Athena. I will sometime go back and use my own knowledge about the topic. And this is not like a push button blog creation. It's fully controlled, the steering is in your hands, and you have good time to research and come up with a blog which is quite consistent with your thread, quite in depth, and specific to your target audience and where you are in the journey of that. So here we are on purpose. We know that we are creating top of the funnel blog, which is talking about pros and cons of plastic surgery. But if I wanted to create offer, or I wanted to create case study, then I would take a different route, different template, different process to come to here. There is also uh, this copywriting wizard, which is really useful, because it can also give you same outline like a sales letter, full blown sales letter, which is like 80% ready for you to complete, pick up, and start writing on it. I have not here an example of sales letter, but sales letters is exactly like a content brief, but more in the, not at the top of the funnel content, but really middle or the bottom of the funnel content.
Mm-hmm.
And you have all the outlines there in structure. And one more important beauty of the working with this sales copywriter is all the information that you create here, like this. For example, if I choose one of the sales letter, you see the way it work, it asks several questions. Now again, same principle is applied here. So you answer like 2 3 questions as we did in market research, and we say fill with AI. So what is happening at this moment, it is trying to capture the information that we have in the market research, and it create additional context in the same way, which are like sales and marketing argument.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go back and train Athena, because this information is captured in the database, and you again train Athena, then these scripts are also contributing to your Athena. And what we intend to do with Athena is create as much as contextual information, like subsets of contextual information coming from scripts, coming from your market research, coming from your website URL, coming from maybe additional source of information. Maybe for enterprise client, it will be that we can create a hook between their CRM database and our tool, right? So we wanted to create a lot of connectors, and these connectors will be, of course, chosen by user, and then user will be able to inject the information that they think is most relevant at that point of time when they are creating content.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so sort of I'm out of time, but I want to really take more questions from you, and of course I invited my team members also to learn from it.
It's I see what. Okay. One question, I think it's only one which I have. I've seen in one of your webinars, or maybe in one of the videos, something related to using other languages than English. Do you think it's feasible to create a workspace in which we feed only information in another language? Just a moment. So let me say, let's say I would make a workspace for air purifiers, German or Romanian, whatever. I've seen the example you've made using Chrome, and when you translated all the page and then put the text in that language. What I'm trying to say is, would everything work, like the search intent, and that kind of information gathering, spying? Will that work in other languages also? And also, will the AI work in another language?
Yes, good question again. So that hack was only applicable to the market research or to content creation standalone, but still we are not yet there in terms of backend able to understand languages. And there is some steps that we need to take before we can do that, and we are almost like sort of in our roadmap very close to that steps that we wanted to start. But it's still like half-baked approach to store your data in a different language. It might work, if sometime it might not work, because the queries that we are sending to language model are still in English, and then language model get confused between it gives us output back in English, but we use some translation mechanism. So of course we are not yet there.
Okay, so not for the moment.
Not for the moment, but very soon we are trying to investigate how we can make this possible with minimum changes in the application.
For example, for our website, which we are finalizing now for Western Europe, we have made a subscription to DeepL API, and we translate our website automatically from the master language to the other languages through their API. Maybe I don't know, this kind of using of API, and the user can buy a subscription to that API. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, in my team, Abhishek is working on that idea. Abhishek, if you want to shortly answer this question, go ahead. Otherwise, I think it's the same API, right? We were discussing as well.
Yeah, same API.
Right. So that's a good confirmation from you as well. We were discussing about the same thing. Can we make use of this? And
yeah, because I'm in Europe, and as far as I am concerned, for now, DeepL seems to be a little bit ahead to Google Translate, at least for the European languages. Now, for the other languages globally, I don't know.
Right. Again, so that this should not become a big roadblock in our understanding of how CrawlQ work, the understanding of the Fred, right? Yes. Our target audience is agnostic to the language and model when you're really focusing on one person, because we are focusing on the emotions, dreams, desire, feeling of that person.
That's
This
true.
this person is in Romania allergic to air. If this person in Netherlands allergic, he will react same way. He will feel same way. Maybe he will speak differently, but feeling inside, emotions inside, troubles, struggle will be same, because we are talking about human.
Yes, I agree with you here, and that's a good point. Thank you for raising it. Yeah.
Okay, so it was great to have you, Emil, and I think you really asked good questions. And if anyone is still left out because we almost finished our lifetime deal, okay. And if you see anyone in your friend circle, in your network, is still missing this, we are still open with some of the limited seats yet. And I'll drop here the link in the message box. And if someone is interesting, please introduce them.
I'm doing this these days. I'm finalizing a roundup of AI tools, and I'm trying to understand. I also own a few of them, and I'm trying to understand which are the now strongest point of each of them. And definitely at least at this point, in my opinion, CrawlQ, it's very good on this deep research of Fred, which is very valuable, and I will let my friends know about this.
Sure. At any point of time, if you wanted to get involved with reviews, case studies, or I can help, or my team member can help you with more, you're most welcome to contact us, and we are ready to help you with that.
Thank you very much, Harish. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Bye bye. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye bye.